All right. Hello and welcome everyone to the Magical Witchy World TV. I am Star Ravenhawk.
And I am Rhonda Allen. Welcome back this week. We missed you
Yeah.
last week. Things happen. But we are back and we have a very special guest.
It's a magical, witchy world. It's a magical, witchy world.
Alexis Pharae, welcome and welcome. Welcome
Yeah.
to Magical Witchy World.
I
So,
didn't hear her too
as
well.
we like to do, oh, oh, that's I'm certain we'll hear you in a second. But as we like to
Okay.
do with every show, we like to introduce all of our viewers to you. So let me go through your bios as an introduction. Vampire priestess Alexis Pharae of Witch City Halo out of Salem, Massachusetts, is an intuitive psychic and second generation polarity therapist. An entrepreneur with a passion for business and design, she owns several businesses in Salem, including brick and mortar shops Vamp Fangs and Velvet and Vein. Alexis and her business partner Benjamin produced the Endless Night Vampire Ball and events in New England. Her contributions to the vampire current have been instrumental in the rise of Vampire Witch as an integral part of the fabric of Salem's magical community. And we can find her at www.vampfangs.com, and we will be scrolling that throughout tonight's show. So thank you again for joining us. We are excited to have you with
Thanks for
us.
having me.
And welcome. I'm so
Absolutely.
glad to have you here tonight. Okay. So, with all of the questions we have are the same ones we ask every one of our guests. So, this is one of the first ones. And it's kind of you kind of telling us what was your arc of how what you name yourself, not what name, not other people's names and titles that they've given you, but rather what you deem yourself as, that you've given yourself title wise over the time, and where you are right now.
I guess I want more information with that question. So, as far as a title goes, that can mean so many things. So,
Okay. So it's kind of like saying someone might call themselves, we have so many people that come to our show, and each of them tells us, which is what we're asking you, tells us what they call themselves. We don't assume, because we let people know that this magical witchy world that we have belongs to so a vast variety of diverse groups of people. So we don't assume who and what you are, or your title, or whether it's, even if it's priestess, but what do you deem yourself as, your faith, your spirituality. So some may say that they're Wiccans, some say they're witches, some, it all depends. So we're not going to assume. We want you to give us that arc of where you, because sometimes people start at a certain point and say, this is what I was, this is how I began with it. But as I grew into myself, this is what I call myself now.
so as I started, I called myself confused.
That's a
That
good
is
one.
so honest and genuine.
I had
Thank you. I
so
appreciate
many.
Yeah.
that.
I grew up in the Salem area, and my mother, when I was young, had so many different spiritual beliefs. I was sleeping on ashram pillows and going to various different Wiccan gatherings and also Unitarian churches, and I've kind of just done a whole lot of everything. And I didn't really have a straightforward path. And as I got older, I discovered the vampiric path, and I would say that I consider myself a vampire and a vampire priestess. No,
Okay, there you
Fabulous.
go. See?
Fabulous.
but it,
Fabulous. Right on. And that way, yeah. And it's true. We have our journey. There's we go through things and we finally get to this place of, okay, so today this is how I this is how I present. This is who I am. This is what connects with for me. So, um what brought you? to this world? As you said, you grew up with, a mom who had so many
Interest.
different experience, interests herself. So she was on a journey, and there you are coming along, if you will, along her journey. But then you came to this place where where you find yourself as a vampire priestess. Okay, so what was it about the community or the practice or the of the vampire that connected heavily with you, where you were like, this is the path for me?
So I never really truly felt like, and I know so many people and their esoteric practices say this, but I never felt like I fit in anywhere.
Mm.
I never really felt like I fit in. I'll call it traditional witchcraft community. Never really felt like I fit in with the lighter kind of energy practice community. Kind of was just floating in
Mhm.
between these two spaces that didn't really make sense. And I actually discovered vampirism when I was getting my polarity training, and I was in
Mm.
such this like white light space constantly, and the vampiric path came in, and I was like, this is what makes sense to me. It's what we call
Mm.
dayside, which is working on kind of your daytime. It's your side working
Right.
on your magic and your energy and all of that, and it's perfect balance in between. And I really, one of the
Mhm.
biggest things that drew me to this is being able to have a voice and being able to say, you know what, this doesn't resonate with me. I'm not doing it, and I don't like it, or I don't like this theory, and I don't really want to follow that, but I really do love this theory, and I really do love the way that this is kind of presented and worded, and I resonate with that. And it's nice to be able to kind of
Mm.
have those two pieces. And again, that voice was really, really important to me.
That's
Absolutely.
awesome.
It sounds like there was a level of validation, if you will, or even, what's the word I want to say? Autonomy. You have the freedom to use your
Mm.
voice.
Yeah, and it's a path that has traditional roots, but it also is ever changing too, which I really like, because it's, how do I word this? It's still ever evolving, I guess.
Mm, mm,
And
Right.
having that evolution, I'm able to kind of insert my voice too. So I feel like I have, which
Yeah.
is nice.
absolutely, absolutely. Sounds
Absolutely.
like it was
Yeah.
a conscious choice of where you want to take yourself and where you end up right now. So that's kind of great. So from your point of view, what does it mean to be that vampire witch or vampiric witch?
So I
Uh,
mentioned,
yeah.
oh, sorry to cut you off. Did I cut you off?
No, no, no. I
Okay.
was finished with the question. Sorry.
So what it means to me is that balance that I was talking about, having that ability to spend a lot of time on my day side, and knowing that that's part of my spiritual practice just as much as my night side, and kind of the energy and all of the deities that we work with and all of that. It's those two things work really, really closely together. A lot of people who come into, and I'll call it so I am a priestess of the Order Sturgavai, and that's kind of the path that I follow. A lot of people that come in, the very beginning of our practice of what we're learning is a lot of dayside work, and a lot of people drop out of that path because it's
Hmm.
less witchy and less magical, and it's not as shiny, and working on yourself is kind of boring and scary and annoying, and it's shadow
Mm,
work, but it's also kind of real work. It's kind of paying attention to who you are as you're stepping out the door every day. And
Yeah.
a lot of people kind of drop out during that piece, and I really like that. And right now, where I'm at in my path, I'm actually going back and paying more attention to that, because I've gone a little bit too
mm,
far to my
Mm.
night side, and it's easy to do because it's the sexy part of everything. I'm not
right.
my,
Right.
It's an interesting thing because I've found no matter what path you take, depending on what people's perception of it is, which I think a lot of them come with it from the movies point of view, or
Mm.
the shiny tool of how it looks on in the magical television world. So they come with this preconceived notion of what it should be. So when you go through the mundane, boring things, they kind of like, okay, this is not it. This is not what I thought it was, and they drop out. Yeah. And that goes for anything really, whether it's
Yeah.
for what you study or your spiritual path or Wicca or witchcraft or whatever it is. People go through that because they have, again, that preconceived notions of what it should be. And you're like, it is work. Everything or any path you take on is actual work, and people didn't expect that, I think.
Yeah. And
Right.
I
Understandable.
tourism in general, I think a lot of people have a lot of misconceptions about it too. And I think that it takes a really strong kind of takes a strong witchy woman to be able to go through kind of the criticism and the naysayers and the people who just want to shut everything down. So I think that's another piece that's difficult, but also kind of beautiful if you're able to work through it.
Right, absolutely.
Absolutely. That shows your conviction for the work, for doing the spiritual growth. And I'm using that language because it's not just the I found community, which is a huge draw for many people, and I value that. But it's also owning the fact that you have your own spiritual growth and study and work to do. And that's important. That is very important.
Yeah.
Fabulous. So when you are let me just ask it this way. How do you include your practice in your day to day, in your daily work? How do you include your practice in that?
So it's a lot of conscious work, especially I
Mm,
try and find time, in the morning and in the evening before I go to bed, because, owning as many businesses as we do and as much that I do, I sometimes get trapped in, I had mentioned earlier that I'm spending a lot of time kind of working back into my day side, but
yeah.
the stuff that I do on my day to day really blurs the lines between kind of, my esoteric practice, but also like my job. So it's kind of a weird to be in all the time. So I try and take some time and in the morning and at night where I'm kind of just clear and am able to reflect. So I do a lot of meditation. Um, at night, I do a lot of, dream work and things like that while I'm sleeping and astral projection stuff, but that's a whole nother story. But it's,
Right.
I try and take at least twice a day. So 2 times a day, morning and night, try and get some meditation in and try and get some kind of just self-reflection about where I'm at with everything.
Yeah,
Fair
that's
enough.
awesome. That's great. So tell us a little bit about what you consider most important to you, within, I guess, all aspects of your, whether it's day or night or whatever it is. What's most important to you?
Balance. That is
Mhm.
the thing and the most difficult thing. And
Same, yeah.
trying to achieve balance is it's everything. So I found that the more one way I go, the other side, or the other way I go, the other side gets screwed up. So trying to find that perfect kind of we call it twilight. So that perfect kind of in between everything, and getting that as clear as possible. That is
Yeah.
the most important thing to me, but also the most difficult thing at the same time.
Yeah, it's hard to attain.
Mm-hmm.
Harder
Yes.
to realize that balance.
That that is the place where and I my jam is tarot. I love working with the cards. That's where I swim and I love the waters there. But the notion of the space between, as you were saying, that twilight, finding that place of balance, being in the in between, that is where, quote unquote, the magic happens.
Yeah,
Because you're in that we well, the liminal space, right? It's such a powerful space between the fool and the magician. It's a powerful space. Love that. Love that. So yeah, I appreciate
and
what you're
I'm
saying.
not going to pretend like I mastered either because it, like I said, incredibly
It's
difficult.
hard.
Right.
It's harder than people
It's
realize.
hard. Exactly. Exactly. So tell us I mean, as we went through your bio, clearly you're a business owner. You have so you're working with you're in the community, you're working servicing the community, providing, all the various things. But then you also have responsibilities with building the events and representing and pulling in people within the community, the vampire community itself. And you've been very influential at building that community in Salem. Tell us about the work that stands out or really draws you with community at this point.
I think the journey that we've had here has been kind of not when I look back on it at the beginning, I thought it was going to be a lot more difficult than it was because I was kind of, I mean, vampirism has existed in Salem long before I was born. So I don't want to pretend like I'm the one who brought it to Salem by any means, but We did kind of kick the door in and get loud about it. When we opened up shop here, and I think at the beginning I thought it was really difficult because I didn't know how the community was going to accept us, and how, if they were going to, how much kind of vampire myth and damage control I was going to have to do, and trying to explain to people
Right.
what we are and what we're not doing and all of that stuff. And I think as we progressed and as we did more stuff, it got easier, and people were a lot more accepting than I thought they were going to be. And the more we keep doing, I think the more people do understand us, and there's people who dislike us, and I feel like any community, there's always going to be that.
Yeah.
There's tons of people that love us, and I think it's great. And I have no intention of stopping anytime soon. We keep growing and doing more stuff, so it's exciting.
That's fabulous.
Yeah. And that's actually a great segue to kind of asking you, what would you like to see you or the vampiric community accomplish to take you guys further, I guess, or beyond where you are right now?
I think I would love for us to come together even harder than we do now. We do a lot of good stuff in the community we've been doing. So we've been doing blood drives for the past couple of years. I know that sounds hilarious. It's something that is super funny, but it gets a lot of attention, and attention is what we need to do good cause and philanthropy stuff. Is me and doing good stuff in the community. So I would love to see the vampire community around us do more kind of community work.
Right. And actually, it does not sound funny. It sounds very tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
Like, why not? I mean, it's not in a way, it's poking fun at yourselves and people's perceptions of what you are.
Yeah, precisely.
So I think it's kind of cool.
Right.
Every time we do a blood drive, we have every single slot filled.
See, there you go. So
I just said,
that's so funny.
I think that we're one thing, we might as well just poke fun at the situation and at least thing at the same time. So
yeah.
I think exactly. I think that's great. And it's a great cause. And I just want to, Aphrodite Vess. Did I say that? I always mispronounce names, so my apologies. I probably mispronounced her name, but she's here in the chat, so I wanted to just recognize her. Yay! So tell us about what projects you have coming up this year.
This year we have, for events, we have a salon at Hammond Castle, which is close by here, in 2 weeks. Next event after that, we have a grand salon, which is actually at Old Town Hall, which is the first location of the first vampire ball in Salem back in the 90s. So we kind of just are doing kind of a throwback fun thing over there. And then we just opened Velvet and Vein, our jewelry store, 2 doors down from Vamp Things. So we purchased that commercial property in July. And so we've been working pretty heavily on that. And we are going to start offering tarot readings, and I'll be doing some more kind of mentoring in the shop now. So we just got our license approved for in here.
Oh, fabulous.
Yeah. So that's going to be starting probably middle of the summer.
So we're scrolling the website. People can get information on the store and events and all of these things, vampfangs.com.
Yep.
Awesome.
Fabulous.
Awesome. And I was going to ask you about events, but you've already stated them. So I don't know if you have any more events that you would like to state to people and where they are being held, so that people can go or check on Vamp Fangs and see if they can attend.
So actually, since you guys are asking about events, we just announced this in Las Vegas. We were at an event, a ball last week or the week before, and we announced it on stage, but I will announce it here too. Our vampire ball that we're going to be doing for 2026 is being moved to Boston because we've grown out of our space here. And we're going to be at the Royale in Boston on September 26th, 2026.
Nice.
That is fabulous. Congratulations on the growth and everything.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
That speaks volumes if you kind of outgrow a spot and now you have to go to bigger. So, hey.
Yes. That is fabulous.
It had to move things out of Salem a little bit, but it's not big enough for us anymore. So.
That's good though. I mean, especially especially post-pandemic. A lot of things have not grown enough like
Exactly.
that. But one thing I have noticed about the vampire community is that uh, they're very willing to do and go beyond things. Like, like I don't even know how to quite explain it, but they're willing to come together, stick together, and say, "We're going to have this thing. Let's get it done." And they attend, and they, what I mean,
Yep.
they're present, full and fronter. So I think that's wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Great.
Absolutely.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for taking the
Yes, yes,
time, for
yes.
persisting to be with us tonight. We really appreciate it. I know you were dealing with some things technical on the backside, but let me just acknowledge everybody who's saying hi in the chat. Oh my God, who is this? Vampire Ball? Oh my God, I want to go, but she doesn't know anything about Boston. That's okay. There's always time to learn. 2026, there's
Yeah.
time. There's time. So, anyway, Alexis, thank you so much for taking the time to be with
Thanks.
us
Yes,
tonight. We
absolutely.
really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And
Maybe sometime you could come out for Witches Fest in New York. We shall see.
I would love that.
Yeah, that would be
abs-
nice.
we would love to have you. Absolutely. I would love to have you.
All right.
So, now a word about other shows here on Magical Witchy World TV.
Well, hello everyone, and it is time for your horoscopes. Okay. So, your horoscope for Taurus
Yeah.
season May 2025 is meaningful transformations will occur in layers, taking time to develop. And it's during Taurus season when we get to fully wrap up the one we've been experiencing since October of 2024. For this season, Taurus season feels like the true beginning of 2025, which is when the last layer of our latest transformation is being peeled off. A huge emotional release is meant to occur now, asking us to be flexible with the events that now will create, um, will now transpire. So, brand new relationships will be forming now due to the love planet Venus, meeting with the dreamy Neptune in Aries for the first time in 14 years, and that happened on May 2nd. This is an exciting time for our relationships, setting the tone for new values to emerge, which might involve building bonds that make space for more of our unique sense of individuality to shine through. Pluto, the planet of evolution and renewal, is activated all season long, bringing revelations about our future around all the things that will be around us. May 4th was when Pluto began to its retrograde, and especially around May 12th, the full moon in Scorpio is part of this process, showing you how and where in your life you must liberate yourself for your own inner genius to emerge. Psychic downloads are on the menu between May 11th and May 17th as the Taurus sun gets closer to form its yearly conjunction with Uranus, the planet of genius. Make it a point to connect with your body at this time, as it is your vehicle to receive that aha moment, okay? Ideas and exciting revelations that will arrive. This is also your full moon of the year. Should you feel called to explore your sexuality, as it unites the most sensual sign, Taurus, with the most sexually driven energy of the zodiac, Scorpio. Lastly, Taurus season might see you expanding in an exciting new direction due to Jupiter, the planet of growth, forming a square with the lunar nodes of destiny. Active between April 28th and June 4th, but exact on May 18th. It might inspire some of us to study a new subject, or perhaps travel to a faraway destination. A new mentor or spiritual teacher could also arrive in our lives with the finality of teaching us a mind expansive subject. The sign of the bull is all about revitalizing your connection with the five senses to this month, So this month, we've included the essential oils that will align your zodiac sign with the beautiful gifts of Mother Nature. So, Rhonda, go ahead. Yeah.
Importante. So let's start with Aries. Aries, 2025. And you guys, allergies, I don't care that it's raining over here. Allergies are kicking my behind. So apologies if I start coughing. Taurus season brings a lot of movement into your life, Aries. Starting or what started on April 30th, Venus re entered your sign, teamed up with Mars to make you a hot commodity on the dating scene. All right. Aries, your luckiest day, your luckiest date in May 2025 with your planet Mars finally in Leo, you'll be feeling full of energy and ready to tackle what life throws at you. And that was as of May 2nd, as lover Venus met ethereal Neptune in the cosmos. Venus conjunct Neptune in your sign allowed you to bring your fantasies to reality in your relationships. This is an excellent date for romance, connection, love, relationships, and deepening of bonds. Now, coming up on May 15th, a love or relationship related subject might be resolved, perhaps instigating closeness with an existing partner or perhaps a new romantic interest. An unexpected expense could be in your cards between May 11th and May 17th, so coming up this coming week, simultaneously bringing new ideas on how to better move forward with the handling of not only your finances, but also your resources. Do keep in mind that Mars will be clashing with other planets, making it crucial that you are careful in your demeanor on energetically sensitive dates like May 17th. On a more tangible note, Taurus season is a time to pay attention to your finances, which will be especially true during the Caesar's lunar events. Your Taurus season essential oil, Aries, sweet orange. Mars in Leo has you feeling energized, and sweet orange helps you send your fire in a positive and creative direction. Anoint a few drops in your heart every morning as you get ready to seize the
All
day.
right. So, Taurus, since it's
Yay.
your season, right? An eventful
Hmm.
season is in store. And not only because it's your birthday season, Taurus, but powerful Pluto will be
Hmm.
activating your career sector during the entire time, magnifying, and that not just career, but your business, anything dealing with your financial side, magnifying the desires to make headway within your industry, whatever that may be. From April 27th, the new moon that had began with projects and assignments, or even a completely new way to run your business. This intense lunar event might bring the awareness, however, that to get where you want to be, you might have to enlist the help of an associate or someone who has the focus or experience that you require. 2 weeks later, at the May 12th full moon in Scorpio, that exact person could magically appear out of nowhere. So keep an eye out, okay?
Hmm.
Another manifestation of this lunar event could awaken a different way of relating to others romantically. After all, the
Hmm.
retrograde of Venus that began March 1st to April 12th, while being over, continues to bring you aha moments concerning your approach to both pleasure and relationships in general. Your luckiest date in
Hmm.
May 2025 for each zodiac sign for you is on May 17th, where the sun conjuncts Uranus in your sign, called a Uranus Casimi. With the planet of change and rebellion illuminated by the power of the conscious sun, expect miraculous breakthroughs. You'll feel empowered,
Hmm.
capable, and determined to shake things up. Over the next 4 weeks, try staying flexible, Taurus, especially during the time wild child Uranus is active in your sign, which is from May 11th to May 17th. Behind the annoyance of unexpected events and surprises that arrive now, the sky seeks to deliver you new ways of seeing yourself, as well as your place in the world. The even better news is that this will be the last time you experience this disruptive but fun and invigorating influence. So congratulations. Your Taurus season essential oil is myrrh. Okay. With
Mm.
Pluto's influence on your sign this season, you need an oil that brings protective and high vibes your way. Anoint myrrh oil on your crown chakra before making important decisions, especially concerning your career. All right.
Important stuff, Taurus. On to Gemini. All right, Gemini. Taurus season is the time of the year during which you feel more tired as your body is recharging its energies in preparation for your birthday season. Make it a point to spend more time alone to contemplate your thoughts as well as your feelings, especially when your planet Mercury enters Taurus on May 10th, tomorrow. There's also the possibility that you will be tucked away this season due to your desire to study something new. With Jupiter in your sign squaring the lunar nodes of destiny, you might notice that to keep growing in your desired field, adopting new knowledge is a must. This influence could also mean you will be given two choices. You might have to choose between a familiar path that thrives on mental energy and logic, or alternatively, a path that will involve developing your intuition as well as your creativity. Spoiler alert, the best way to go, while more uncomfortable, is the second one. Keep an eye on the days between May 6th and the 11th, so this week. Pay attention. Your planet Mercury will be clashing with big hitters Chiron and Pluto, giving you insight into the workings of your psyche. If you notice a personal insecurity being reawakened now, what the universe seeks to do is help you get to the root of the matter as a way to overcome it for good. Your luckiest day in May 2025 is May 27th. That's your luckiest day, Gemini. That's the Gemini new moon. All right. With a lunation of fresh start in your sign, the universe pushes you to develop autonomy. Your path shines bright, reminding you that you can manifest your biggest dreams. Now, your essential oil for Taurus season is frankincense. With lucky Jupiter so active in your sign this season, Gemini, you're calling in the lucky vibes. Frankincense is Jupiter's favorite scent. Anoint your forehead with it every single morning to attract positive thoughts.
All right. Now it's on to
Mhm.
Cancer. Cancer, this is a liberating month for you as you're no longer feeling the pressure of having Mars in your sign. Now, between April 18th and June 17th, Mars will see you investing more of your time and effort in achieving either financial security or freedom. Within this process, expect revelations around May 10th, since finances are tied to your career. It's also good to remember that with Neptune now in your career sector, you might be coming up with more creative ways to generate income. The days surrounding May 2nd that had passed Venus Neptune conjunction might spell ways in which this influence might manifest for you over the next 13 years. So it will affect that many years, okay? Your luckiest date in May, Mercury meets Uranus in the cosmos on May 24th. So that's
Mm.
your luckiest day. Mercury conjunct Uranus blesses Cancer, bringing intellectual breakthroughs in their social circles, networking, or future aims.
Mm.
Think outside of the box. That's one of the thoughts for you. The universe may reward you with swift positive changes. Perhaps the best part of Taurus season is that it inspires you to come out of your shell, to expect to receive invitations to fun events. While this season's lunar events hold an intense energetic imprint, they both will inspire you to connect with others who might be on your wavelength. The April 27th to new moon, that was a perfect time for finding a social group that you might want to belong to. But 2 weeks later, which is on May 12th, the full moon in Scorpio might put you face to face with a new hold on, might put you face to face with a new friend, or in the case you're open to it, a new romantic interest. Overall, this is a positive time to put yourself out there. Your Taurus season essential oil is bergamot.
Mm.
Mars traveling in your second house is all about rethinking your connection with money. So anoint your wrists with bergamot oil and focus your energy on achieving wealth and abundance. All right.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
All right, Leo. Leo, as you enter this month, notice how your energy levels are beginning to improve. Between April 18th and June 17th, fiery planet Mars travels through your sign, injecting you with energy. Over the next few weeks, your productivity will soar, helping you catch up on your to do list and wish lists. Keep in mind that Mars only visits your sign every 2 years, so this is definitely your time to shine. Even if you run into obstacles around May 10th, tomorrow, these could create the perfect terrain for you to find the solutions to the problems you've been dealing with for months. Your luckiest date in May 2025, Leo, is, well, Mercury enters Taurus on May 10th. So blessings, Leo. This transit sheds light on your career sector, bringing innovative ideas, intelligent opportunities, and a chance to show what you've got. Expect others to applaud your wits. You're being recognized for your efficiency. This season, it will be key that you remain flexible within your career related projects. So, while on April 27th, that new moon in Taurus might have started you on a new project, trajectory, or journey, it might require you to make changes to your schedule now. Around the 12th, the full moon in Scorpio, that will bring an energy of chaos. All right. Pay attention at that point. Sure, keeping a life work balance is key. However, the ups and downs you've endured in your career are almost over, Leo. Being aware of this on the days between May 11th and the 17th, which is when surprises are most likely to arrive, makes it easier to put your career over your personal life one more and one last time. All right. Your Taurus season essential oil, cinnamon. Mars in your sign will have you lit up. And that's cinnamon, that fire. Cinnamon ensures you send that fire in a positive direction. Putting a few drops on your on your solar plexus chakra in the mornings helps you focus while adding a touch of witchy magic to your day.
All right.
Wow, that is hot. Enough, no pun intended.
Yeah.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Well, now guess what? Time for the cards.
All right, Rhonda. So, what do you
All the
think? What
things.
card should we pull tonight? What are we
You
putting our
know,
card on tonight?
we're coming up to that full moon in Scorpio, so we need to be looking at where we put in the heat.
Okay.
Where do we want it? Because it's a full moon, so we need to go all in. Where are we putting our energy? Where are we putting the heat? And that's what we're going to ask.
And I'm thinking since a lot of the what's been said so far for the signs is all about your stability and your finances and love. So let's
Ooh,
see what comes up.
yes.
All
Oh
right. So
man.
let's pull that one card. Don't forget, wherever you are, you're pulling that one card as well, for yourself. And let's see what full moon's gonna bring you. Oh, that's interesting.
I'm just gonna.
what oh you what did you
I,
get?
I had three jumpers. I'm just gonna pull the top of the three.
Okay.
So I have the devil card. What? Let me just see what these other two were. I have the devil card. What does this tell me about where I need to place my heat? Devil card reminds us that sometimes, while it does speak about all the bad habits, all of our addictions, all the things that we can get tied up in and get stuck in, the nasty webs we can get stuck in. While it does remind us of that, it does also remind us to let loose sometimes. Hey, I'm just going to say, We have to, wherever I'm putting my heat right now, it's going to be related to letting loose sometimes. Not necessarily being stuck in all the things that we have to do, all the to-dos on the list, and there's plenty of them, obligations, responsibilities. I need to just allow myself to enjoy myself for a minute, and that's where I'm putting my heat right now.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. I like you would not believe this. I've got, let's see, the Queen of Pentacles.
Queen of Pence. You stay in them
Do you see it?
pentacles,
Do you
girl.
see it
You stay.
properly?
Yes. Pull her back a little bit so we can see all of her. There we go. There we go. Yay. Ha.
Okay. Do you see
Yes.
her? She is sitting like, I've got it. Like she literally is
Yes.
sitting pretty kind of a thing. Uh,
Yes.
and she's got the way I see her is she's got her that what do you call it? That throne that she's sitting on.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally, and it's up high, protective. And she's got her wealth on her lap. It's just like she owns it. She knows it.
Yes.
Stability in the making,
Yes.
and she's not just saying I'm reaching out for my finances and stability. She's saying I'm here to own that shit. I'm not like
Absolutely.
attitude and everything with it. I'm here to own it. I'm demanding it. It's mine. I'm taking it. I'm holding on to it. Bugger off. Anybody else kick rocks? Whatever you want
Kick
to say and do, I'm going
rocks.
to create my own and I'm going to hold on to it.
Right
She's
on.
demanding it and she's going to have it.
And that's where
And
to put
she's
that
primed and
fire and
ready and I
passion
love
and
it.
energy.
Oh my goodness.
I
And she's
love it.
at the same time that even there's a dog at her feet on the right hand
Mm.
side,
Yes.
and that is kind of like um her stability or her what do you call it? What do they call those things?
Familiar.
Not, it could be a familiar, but it's more
Her-
like it keeps her grounded and makes her realize I am
Oh,
here as well. Like she's
uh,
balanced off. Like
oh
I remember
God.
how Alexis was talking about having that balance.
Yes.
She's got that balance in spades.
Yes.
Just
I
saying.
love it. Well, put
Yeah.
the fire and passion into bringing that manifest
Yeah,
all
yeah,
of that
yeah. So
goodness.
it's
I'm out.
two
I'm gonna be
great
throwing my
cards that we have tonight, and
yep.
it's telling us a few things. So I hope you guys all got pulled some really great cards for yourself, whether
Yes.
it's now or afterwards when you're watching it after on a rerun. So hey, it's all good.
Where are
And
you putting your
we wanted
fire
to let you
this
guys know
morning?
to next week our guest will be Oberon Zell. Some of you may know of him,
Woohoo!
some of you may not. So it'd be great to see him come on the show.
Yes.
And we wanted to thank all of the people in the chat,
Yes.
everyone that is here with us tonight, and we
Happy
thank all of
birthday,
yes.
Lisa.
And
So,
we thank our guest Alexis Pharae
Alex.
for being with
Yes.
us here tonight. We appreciate her for coming on the show tonight. Again,
Yes,
thank you.
definitely. Support
And
that
Rhonda.
community. If they're doing a blood drive, support that community. Oh my gosh, that is
I
fabulous. I
found
love
that
that.
so tongue in cheek cool.
Vampires, drawn blood. Love it. Awesome. So, yes, everybody, thank you for joining us tonight. Please do like, share, and subscribe.
Yay.
We get some feedback too. So, if you're on YouTube or watching us in the chat, just leave a little comment so we know you're there. We really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for joining us this week, and we'll see you next Friday.
Yeah.